In this video we'll be looking at the Pocket Cue V3 4K, an excellent teleprompter from the good folk at Prompter People. We'll take a look at the hardware, software and accessories that bring it to life and why I think it's such an important piece of kit. Let's get into it. Just as a disclaimer, Prompter People did send me this unit to review, although they don't have any input on the video, so I get to say the things that I like, things that I don't like, and all of my opinions are my own. So what is a teleprompter? In the most basic sense, it's a reflective piece of glass which allows a presenter, like me, to read from a script, but without blocking or obscuring the view of the camera lens. It sits just in front of the camera lens at an angle so that I can read the text that's coming from an iPad in this case, or it could be a mobile phone or another screen, and that is reflected onto a piece of glass in front of a camera lens that's at an angle so the camera lens can see straight through the glass without picking up on any of the text and obscuring the view in any way. Prompters can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, from small attachments that will literally hang from a camera lens all the way through to professional grade freestanding units. Prompter People themselves offer a fantastic range of different prompters for almost every need, so it's worth checking out their lineup. The build quality with the unit is excellent. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from a teleprompter in terms of how flimsy it may be, and seeing as the camera is actually located on part of a stand included with the prompter, I was a little bit wary of how solid it would be. But in actual fact, it's all incredibly solid. The prompter feels very well built, very well designed, and I've got no issues in terms of build quality and in terms of its longevity. Another key feature of the build is the actual Toolless Design. This prompter is designed to be portable so that you can take it out onto set or use it in different locations, and just so that you're not fiddling around with Allen keys or any kind of screwdrivers or anything, the design is used so that you only have to use your fingers to tighten off all of the screws. Everything goes together really easily, it's very straightforward to put together, and the Toolless Design is an excellent feature that shows how well thought out this teleprompter is. The prompter is built to be versatile. So it's built to be used out on set or in a studio location or in a home setup like I have it here, but it is designed to be portable so that you can take it out to wherever you need it. But the versatility is excellent. It comes included with an L bracket so that you can actually rotate it for vertical shooting, which is excellent for social media, or depending on the version that you choose, you can choose the mobile phone version, which comes with all the features that you need to be able to use a mobile phone to record video, and that again is excellent for social media or for content creators that need to record videos out in different locations. Depending on the version that you choose, the prompters will normally come with a bag, and excellent build quality with the bag, no concerns with that. Really good features in terms of what's actually included. So the version that I'm using has come with a monitor, which we'll get to, which has an excellent hard case so that the monitor isn't going to be damaged. There's items for protecting the actual beam splitter glass, which we'll come to again shortly, which shows that when you're taking this out and about and using the prompter out in different locations, everything's going to be really well protected, very well thought out case, and again just shows that Prompter People really have put a lot of thought into how people are going to use their products. With the setup that I'm using currently, I have a few additional items. I'm using the stand from Prompter People, which is excellent. It takes the weight of the prompter and the camera and monitor and all of the accessories that I'm using with no problems whatsoever. So that was really crucial for my setup. One of the other items that Prompter People sent out for me to try out was the 4K monitor, and I've been really impressed by this. It is an additional item that you may need to purchase depending on which setup you go for, but I actually think it's really worthwhile. Being able to use it in the setup like I've got, where it's a vanity monitor and I can see myself, I can check framing, check focus, it's so worthwhile. In terms of working on your own, if you're a YouTube creator or a content creator, being able to check focus and framing and stuff whilst recording a video is absolutely killer. And also if you're working with clients, having the peace of mind where they can see themselves and they can check how everything looks is another one of those considerations that they'll be very grateful of, very thankful of, and shows your dedication to bringing your production value just up that extra notch. Another additional item that Prompter People sent out was a Shuttle Cue. Now at first I was not quite sure why you need this, because normally when you use a teleprompter you set it to scroll and then away you go. However, if, like me, you're not brilliant at reading things from a screen and you need to stop and start and go backwards and forwards, that can become a little bit arduous if you need to lean over, touch a screen and control that every single time you do it. So having the Shuttle Cue was absolutely excellent, and I've grown to love this thing. I think it's one of the biggest parts of how you can use a prompter naturally is being able to control the speed, when it starts, when it stops, and having that as a remote item so you don't need to lean in and change your setup all the time is excellent. One of the other features that I really wanted to touch on is the actual TeleScroll software itself. I found it really intuitive to use, very easy to set up, and has so many different options so that you can get your setup exactly the way that you want it. Now, I fully admit that I've barely scratched the surface of what the TeleScroll software can do, so I'll probably make a video in the future if you want to check that out that looks a little bit more in depth to the TeleScroll software. But probably more exciting is that Prompter People have just launched Voice Scroll for TeleScroll. So as you probably guess, it will listen to your voice, it will scroll in time with your voice, and that I think will be an absolutely killer feature, certainly for those that might not be the most confident in terms of reading a script, such as myself, and I can't wait to try it out and get more in depth with that. And again, I'll add another video in the future going more into detail looking at Voice Scroll. So what do I think of some of the pros of using the Pocket Cue V3 4K? For me, one of the biggest features is the portability and being able to travel with it, use it on client videos, in studio setups, and being able to just take it with me as an additional item just in case a client needs to rely on a prompter. I think the customization is excellent, being able to use it for social media content, being able to turn it so it's vertical, goes to show that Prompter People really have thought about how people will use a setup like this. However, it's the accessories that really bring this setup to life for me. I love how robust the stand is. The bags are excellent quality and make me feel confident when I'm taking these things out into the public. Having the monitor available has been brilliant, and being able to check framing and focus is absolutely critical. And as I say, the Shuttle Cue just makes using all of this excellent, and the TeleScroll software as well really brings it to life and makes it so customizable for your own needs that I think anyone will get something from using a setup like this. But there's no such thing as a perfect product, and I do think one of the biggest drawbacks with this would be the cost. Now, I am a big believer that if you buy cheap, you buy twice, and I think if you buy a prompter like the Pocket Cue V3, it will last for years and years. So when you spread that cost over a long period of time, it's not as bad as what it may feel at first. And also, you don't need to buy all of the items at once. You can add things like the monitor and the Shuttle Cue at a later date. But there's no getting away from it's quite a big investment for most of us, me included. But I do think that it's a worthwhile tool if you are very serious about getting into things like YouTube or commercial setups, where it's something that you might be able to charge the clients for use of. And in the long run, that may be a way of recouping some of that initial cost. One of the other potential downsides is that there is a little bit of a learning curve to using any prompter. So being able to read a script and make it sound natural is a little bit of a skill in its own, although it is something that you do get used to quite quickly. I personally prefer to use bullet points so that I know that I'm getting all of my points across, but I can actually still talk in my own fashion and my own kind of delivery style. But again, that might take a little bit of getting used to for some people, but that's going to be a limitation with any prompter and is not specific to anything that Prompter People offer. So what are my final thoughts on the Pocket Cue V3 4K? I've absolutely loved using it. I think it is going to change the way that I make content going forwards. So unfortunately for you lot, that means that there will be more YouTube videos and things. Although I do think it's something that everyone should consider. Whether you're a solo creator looking to produce YouTube content or social media content, I think it's so versatile. There'll be something there to suit your needs. If you're a freelance commercial videographer that's going out and working with clients, having something like this that you can potentially bill for and that clients are going to find really useful and a really considerate item that helps them make better content, I think again, it's almost like a win-win situation. And I know that it is quite an outlay to invest in an item like the Pocket Cue V3, but I do think over the years that is going to pay itself back time and time again. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, now that I've got a prompter, you're likely to see more videos, so do consider hitting subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video or you use a prompter yourself or have any feedback, leave it in the comments below, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Can't wait to see you in another video. I'll catch you soon.